some technical based examination, or maybe some other examination where there's a section of quant, tracing and the general awareness, then these sessions are very beneficial for you. And if you know someone also who are preparing for such competitive exam, then don't forget to share the link of these particular videos with them so that they can also join us and practice with us. So without wasting much more time, let's start our today's session, and this is your first question from the concept of percentage. As we know that percentage and the ratio and proportions are the basic topics of the quant, and if we are having a very good grip, or we are well aware about the concepts of percentage and the ratio and proportion, then we can easily able to solve the 80% of the quant problems, right? So the first problem says that 405 sweets were distributed equally among children in such a way that the number of sweets received by each child is 20% of the total number of children. How many sweets did each child receive? This is a very easy one. A very good evening to all of you. Just read the language carefully and let me know what answer you people are getting. This is a very easy one. First, you just simply need make an equation first, and after that, once you will get the value, just substitute that value and you will get your answer. Very good, Rajshekhar. Anyone else? It's a very easy one. Okay, let's try to understand it. 405 sweets were distributed equally among children in such a way that the number of sweets received by each children. Okay, so are we having this information that how many children we are having? No. So I am just assuming that we are having C number of children, right? Okay. So the number of sweets received by each children is 20% of the total number of children, right? So if there's only one child, he is getting one sweet. If we are having two child, then we are getting two sweets each, right? So if we are having C sweets, then they are getting C sweets, but it is nothing but equal to the 20% of the, it is 20% of the total number of children. That means this value should equal to 405. This is what the question is trying to say us. Now, if you can able to break it, you can write it as 81 into 5. What we can do, we are doing over here, we are just breaking 405 as 81 into 5, and why we are doing it, you will get to know about this soon. So, if I am going to eliminate this, I am getting 1 by 5 over here, and I will just simply transfer this 1 by 5 over there, and it will become in the multiplication over that side, and ultimately we are getting C square, C into C square, it's nothing but 81 multiplied by 5, which is nothing but 405, multiplied by 5 of this one, right? Now you know that 81 is nothing but the square of 9, so we can write it as C square is nothing but 9 square into 5 square. So the value of C that we are getting over here is 45. So the number of children that we are having over here is of 45, right? But the question is asking, very good Rakesh, very good Deepak. Now let's see. If you are getting 5 students, then how you are getting answer is D. Now the question is asking, how many sweets each child received? So how we are going to calculate this? This is nothing but this amount. We need to calculate this one as we are having the value of C. So just simply put it. So 20% of 45. This is the number of sweets that each child is getting. So here we are getting 1 by 5 and we can eliminate it, and ultimately we are getting 9 sweets. We are getting 9 sweets. That means option number A is the correct one. This is the easiest question that we are having in today's session, right? So these are the 45 students, or you can say the children, and here we are having 9 sweets, right? Option number A is the correct one. Next. The next question says that a bag contains 600 coins of 25 paisa denomination and 1200 coins of 50 paisa coin denomination. If 12% of 25 paisa coins and 24% of 50 paisa coins are removed, the percentage of money removed from the bag is nearly, we need to calculate the approximate value over here. A very good evening to all of you. Very good, Midun. Now try to solve this particular question. We know that 4 25 paisa coin, 4 coins of 25 paisa is equal to 1 rupee, right? We all know that. And 2 coins of 50 paisa is equal to 1 rupee coin or 1 rupee value, right? Please do remember this thing while you are solving this particular problem. Okay, Malika Arjun, option number B. Let's see, very good. Anyone else? Okay, let's try to understand. A bag contains 600 coins of 25 paisa. Okay. So here we are going to write down about 25 paisa and here we are going to write down about the 50 paisa, right? So if we are going to write about the number of coins, we are having 600 coins of 25 paisa and we are having 1200 coins of 50 paisa. Now if I want to find out how much value of money we are having, so if we are having 25 paisa, 600 coins of 25 paisa each, that means what I need to do, I need to divide it by 4, that means I am having 150 rupees as 25 paisa, and over here what I need to do, I just simply need to divide it by 2, that means I am having 600 rupees of 50 paisa, right? In total I can say that I am having 750 rupees. In the bag I am having 750 rupees. But the question is saying that now what we are doing, we are just removing few of the coins. If 12% of 25 paisa coin, now we are going to find out the removed coins and their value right? Okay, 12% of 25 paisa coin, and how many coins we are having? 600, right? We are having 600. That means we are removing total 72 coins. We are removing total 72 coins out of the total 600 coins. But we also need to find out the value. So just to find out the value, what we can do? We can divide this 72 by 4. As we know that 4 coins will become 1 rupee. So when we are dividing it, what we are getting? We are removing 18 rupees. Basically, out of 150 rupees, we are removing 18 rupees from it. Similarly, the same thing that we need to calculate for the 50 paisa coin, and we are removing 24%. So 24, and how many coins we are having? 1200. So these two zeros are eliminated, and basically we need to multiply 12 into 24. It is nothing but 288 coins. We are removing basically 288 coins. Again, now what I need to do, I need to find out the value. So the value that we are getting over here is 288 by 2. So basically we are removing 144 rupees. Out of it, we are calculating 144 rupees. So if we have to find out how much total amount we are removing, so total removed value, that is nothing but 18 plus 144, right? So it will become 2, and here we are having 162 rupees. We are removing 162 rupees from 750, and we need to find out the percentage, so it will be nothing but 162 divided by 750 into 100. And we know that if we are going to eliminate it with the help of 25, we can write it as 30, and over here we are having 4, right? Now with the help of 3, we can write it as 10 over here, and here we are getting 54, right? Now instead of dividing it by 10, what we can do, we can just simply multiply it, and here we are getting 6, and the 1 is carried forward, 21 by 10, and ultimately the answer that we are getting is 21.6. Option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one. Satyanarayan, definitely we will plan it soon, right? Option number A is the correct one. It's a very easy one. All we need to do is we just simply need to calculate the total removed value first, as we are having the total value, and we know that how to calculate the percentage change. Percentage change is nothing but final value minus the initial value divided by the initial value or the comparative value multiplied by 100. The same formula that we have used over here, right? And we got our answer as option number A, right? Next. The next question says that in a competitive examination in state A, 6% candidates got selected from the total appeared candidate. State B has an equal number of candidates appeared and 7% candidates got selected, with 80 more candidates got selected than A. What was the number of candidates appeared from the each state? This is a single liner question. If you can able to understand the language, then you can easily able to answer this particular question in just one line, or maybe without using pen and paper. There is no as such calculation that we need to make in this one. Thank you so much, Mark. Very good, Rakesh. Let's see. So here it is clearly mentioned that the number of appeared candidates from both the states are equal, right? So we can say that appeared candidates from state A is equals to state B, right? And we are just assuming that there are 100 students. We are just assuming it, right? Now, the question is saying that out of the appeared student, only from state A, only 6% of the student got selected, and from state B, only 7% of the student got selected. If we are assuming it as 100, we can say that 6% value is 6, 7% value is 7. That means there is a difference of only one student over here in between the state. But according to the question, it is equal to 80. That means this value is present on the multiple of 80. If this value is present on the multiple of 80, that means this value is also present on the multiple of 80. And when I multiply it, I will get my answer as 8000. Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. Very good, Rakesh, Malika Arjun, Deepak and Mridhan. Very good. And the correct answer over here is your 8000. It's very easy, right? Next. The next question says that Ali the barber shaved 40% of his customer and gave a haircut to 80% of his customers. He charged rupees 7 for a shave and rupees 5 for a haircut. If 20% of the customer who opted for a shave also had a haircut, what were Khan's earning if he had 75 customers? Khan's, or you can write it as Ali, right? We need to find out the earning of Ali. Again, it's also a very easy one. We simply need to multiply the values and we will get the answer. It's a very easy one. We are having total 75 customers and we need to divide them into the two categories. Okay, let's start discussing. So basically we are having 75 customers, right? Okay. Out of these 75 customers, 40% of it, 40% of 75, 3, 4, 10. So basically 30 customers. 30 customers opted for or like been through the shaved one, right? They opted the shave, right? And the 80% of it, okay. That means 60 customers. 60 customers opt for the haircut. They opt for the haircut. Now the question is saying that for the shaving he charged 7 rupees. Okay. If he is charging 7 rupees, that means he is earning a total 210 rupees from the shaving. And if he is charging 5 rupee, that means he is earning 300 rupees from the haircut. Now the question is saying that if 20% of the customer who opted for the shave, that means 20% of this one, it's nothing but 6 customers also opted for the haircut. I guess this 80% is already included in it, so there's no need to add the extra value. So basically we need to find out the income of it, which is nothing but 210 plus 300, and option number C is the correct one. 510 is the total earning of it, right? Option number C is the correct one. Very good, Rakesh. Malika Arjun, where you are getting problem in it? It's a very simple one. We only need to find out how much amount he is earning. We first need to categorize the 75 customer in the two categories. The first one is of the shaved one and the second one is of haircut. We are having the separate values, so we can easily able to calculate the total amount, right? Next. The next question says that in a class of 80 students and 5 teachers, each student got sweets that are 15% of the total number of students, and each teacher got sweets that are 25% of the total number of students. How many sweets were there? Again, it's an easy one. We only need to understand the language. Once we just got the sense of the problem, we can easily able to make the values accordingly. Very good, Rakesh. Anyone else? It's a very easy one. Question is very simple. The question is saying that in a class of 80 students and 5 teachers, each student got sweets that are 15% of the total number of students. So how many students we are having? We are having 80 students, and each student is getting 15% of what? Of the total number of students, right? These are the total number of sweets. We are just trying to calculate the sweets which are divided among the students, but we are having teachers also. Plus, how many teachers we are having? 5 teachers. Now for the 5 teachers, the question is saying that each teacher got sweets that are 25% of the total number of students. 25% of the total number of students. How many students we are having? 80. This is the only thing that we need to solve over here. These two zeros, right? We can eliminate 1 by 4 over here, and here we are getting 20, right? So when we are going to multiply it, we are getting 100 over here. We are getting 100 over here. If we are going to see this one, so instead of this, can we eliminate, instead of eliminating 0, wait, instead of eliminating 0, we can write it over here as 3, and here we are having 20, right? Here we are having 4. So basically we are having 12 into 80, which is nothing but 960, right? 960 plus this is nothing but 1060. Option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one. This is a very easy one. Very good Rakesh, very good Tarun, very good Shubham, Deepak, very good Mark, Malikarjun, very good, but the correct answer over here is your option number A, 1060, right? A very good evening to all of you. Next. The next question is again a very easy one. The question is saying that Rohan spends 24% of an amount of money on an insurance policy, 34% on food, 19% on children's education, and 17% on recreation. He deposited the remaining amount of rupees 540 in bank. How much total amount does he spend on food and insurance policy together? Again, a very easy one. Very good Rakesh. Anyone else? It's a very easy one. Very good Mark. So again what I am going to do, I am just going to assume that Rohan is having 100 rupees. I am just going to assume that Rohan is having 100 rupees, right? Out of 100, 24% is nothing but the 24 only. 24 rupees he spent on the insurance policy, right? Now 34% on food, 34% of 100 is nothing but 34 only. So 34 rupees on food. This is not the original value, this is just the assumed value. This is the assumed value, and I am just trying to find out the percentage. 24% of 100 is nothing but 24, 34% of 100 is nothing but 34. Next, 19 rupees, 19%, that means 19 rupees on children education, right? Next, 17 rupees, that means 17% of 100 is nothing but 17. 17 rupees on recreation, right? Now, how much money he is left with? If you are going to add this value, we are having 8, 4 and 4. I am just going through the unit digit value. So, 4 and 4, that is nothing but 8. 8 plus 9, that is nothing but 17. 17 plus 7, that is nothing but 24. So we are having 4 at the unit place and the 2 carry forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we already, or the Rohan spent 94 rupees out of 100. He is still left with 6 rupees. 6 is nothing but the remaining amount. Remaining amount that he deposited in the bank. But according to the question, this is not the 6 rupees, it is equal to 540 rupees. That means it is present on the multiple of 90. It is present on the multiple of 90, and we need to find out how much amount he spent on food and insurance policy together. This is nothing but the 58. 58 into 9 we can do, because we know that if we need to multiply it by 90, so we can just put a 0 in the ending. So we need to multiply it by 90, and ultimately we are getting 0, 2, 7 carry forward, and 45, which is nothing but 52. Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. Again, it's a very simple one. Next. The next question says that in an election, candidate A got 75% of the total valid votes. If 15% of the votes, if the 15% of the total votes were declared invalid and the total number of votes is 5,60,000, then find the number of valid votes polled in the favor of candidate. Very good, Varun. Now try to solve this particular question. Sorry. Very good, Deepak. Anyone else? Any one of you, what answer we are getting for this one? Again, the same thing that we need to do. We need to assume that there are total 100 votes, and out of that, first we need to calculate the valid votes and the invalid votes. Very good, fam boy. Anyone else? Okay, let's see. I'm just assuming that we are having total 100 votes. Total assumed votes, right? But according to the question, the value of this 100 is nothing but equal to 5,60,000. That means it is present on the multiple of 5,600, like, right? Next, the question is saying that out of this 15% of the total votes were declared invalid. Okay, so we are just subtracting 15% of it. 15% is nothing but the 15 only, and these 15 votes are declared as the invalid votes. Invalid votes. That means we are left with 85 valid votes. We are left with 85 valid votes. Now, the question is saying that out of this valid votes, the winning candidate got 75%. Okay, so out of this, the winning candidate got the 75%, and the losing candidate or the other candidate will get the 25. That means the remaining one. So, if we want to calculate the 75% of 85, we can write it as 75 multiplied by 85, right? We will get some number, but we know that this number is also present on the multiple of 5600. So just simply multiply it, because this is the only thing that we need to calculate. We need to calculate that. Find the number of valid votes polled in the favor of candidate. This is the candidate, right? And this much of votes he got it, right? Okay, so these two zeros are eliminated, and we are getting 3,75,000 votes, which is not available in the options. So option number E is the correct one. Option number E is the correct one. We got not 75, we got 57, sorry. 3,57,000. Three lakh 57,000 votes. Option number E is the correct one. Right? Next. The next question says that in a flower shop, roses and lilies are sold in which 40% are roses and the remaining are the lilies. Out of the total number of flowers sold, 45% are in red color and the remaining are in white color. And the number of red color roses sold is 180, which is 40% of the total number of red color flowers sold. Find the number of lilies sold in the shop. Again, it's an easy one. These problems are not confusing, it's just about the language. We only need to understand the language, Mallikarjun. Once we will get it, we can easily able to understand it. It's a very simple language as well. Problems are, trust me, problems are quite easy. You can easily able to solve these kind of questions in just 2 to 3 steps hardly. Okay, let's try to understand it. In a flower shop, roses and lilies are sold in which 40% are the roses and the remaining are lilies. I am assuming that there are 100 flowers sold in the shop, right? Out of this 100, 40% are roses. That means we can say there are 40 roses, right? If I have to find out the 40% of 100, which that is nothing but the 40. And the remaining is nothing but the 60%. And the 60% are what? 60% are the lilies. That means there are total 60 lilies sold in the shop. Next line. Out of the total number of flowers sold, that is nothing but the again 100, 40 plus 60. Out of this, 45% are in the red color. Okay. So again, instead of writing it again, I am just again assuming that this is the total number of flowers sold. Out of this 45% of 100 is nothing but 45. So that means we can say that there are 45 red flowers are sold. Red flowers are sold and The remaining are in white color. The remaining is nothing but the 55%. 55% of 100 is nothing but the 55. So the rest flowers, the rest 55 flowers sold, that is of white color, right? That is of white color. Now, after this, the question is saying that, and the number of red color roses sold. How many roses we are having? 40. So we can say that if we have to find out the red roses, so initially according to this one we are having 40, right? 40 red roses, and how many red flowers we are having? 45%. According to the question is saying that the number of red color roses that we sold over here is of 180. This value should be equal to 180. So from this we can easily able to calculate the variable in which this flowers are available, right? So this 0 and this 0 is eliminated. Here what we can do, we can eliminate it with the help of 2. So here we are getting 2, 5 and 9. Here we are getting 18, so that means it is present on the multiple of. Here we are not getting the value, we are only trying to find out on which multiple these values are present, right? So these values are present on the multiple of 10. Now what we need to do, we need to find out the number of lilies sold. So here we are having 60, but this value is also present on the multiple of 10. That means total 600 lilies are sold. Option number A is the correct one. Option number A is the correct one, right? It's a very easy one. If we have to find out the total number of flowers, so total number of flowers that we are having over here is of 1000, right? Next. The next question says that, what is the area of the greatest circle which inscribed in a rectangle whose length is 75 meter and breadth is 56% of the length? This one is a very easy one. If we know the formula of the area of the circle and how to calculate the radius, then we can easily able to get the answer. This one is a, trust me, this one is a very easy one. Very good, Deepak. Okay, let's see. So, according to the question, the length that we are having is of 75 meters. Can we able to calculate the breadth? Yes, this is nothing but the 56% of 75 of length. So, we can say that here we are getting 4, here we are getting 4 and here we are getting 3, right? If we are going to eliminate it, here we are getting 14 and basically we are getting 42 meters. This is nothing but the breadth. And we know that if we are talking about this particular rectangle and we have to find out the area of this particular circle. So this is nothing but, if we want to calculate the radius is nothing but the half of the shortest length. If we have to write down the radius, then we can say that the radius of circle is nothing but half of the smallest side. Half of the smallest side. Half of the smallest side is nothing but 42. 42 divided by 2, that means nothing but the 21 meter. 21 meter is nothing but the radius of the circle. And now what we need to do, we need to calculate the area of circle. And the area of circle is nothing but, we know that this is nothing but the pi r square. So 22 by 7 into 21 into 21. Here what we are getting? We are getting 3, right? If this is 3, then we can say that 22 into, we are having 63, right? If we go with the unit digit value, in the unit place we want 6. We want 6, and when you multiply it, you will get your option number A as the correct answer, I guess. Option number A is the correct one, 1386. 1386 meters square. Option number A is the correct one. Very good, Deepak, Famboy, Rakesh, Mark, very good. Right, next. Okay, so the next question says that 3% of the first integer is 4 more than the third integer, and the second integer is 3 less than the third integer. The sum of the three integers is 31. Find the second largest integer among the three. Again, it's a very easy one. Very good, Midhun. Anyone else? We are having relation in between the integers. Initially, we are having 3 integers. Through this relation, we can convert all the variables into the one, and we are having the sum over here. And I guess after that, we can easily able to calculate the value. Very good, Midhun. Anyone else? This one is an easy one. As we are having 3 variables, I can assume that they are x, y and z, right? 3%, 300% of the first integer, that means 3x, this is nothing but 300% of it, is 4 more than the third integer, z plus 4, right? So I can write it as x as z plus 4 by 3. Right? We can write it as z plus 4 by 3. Now the other relation that we are having, it says that the second integer is 3 less than the third integer. That means y equals to z minus 3. And according to the question is saying that x plus y plus z is nothing but equal to 31. Right? So we can write it as z plus 4 by 3 plus z minus 3 plus z is equals to 31. From this, what we need to do, we just simply need to solve this equation. So we can write it as z plus 4 by 3 plus 2z is equals to 34. What we did, we just simply transferred this minus 3 to this side. Now z plus 4 plus 6z is nothing but 34 into 3. So we are getting 12 and the 1 carry forward this one. So we are having 7z is nothing but equal to 98, and the value of z that we are getting over here is 14. If the value of z that we got over here is 14 and the value of y that we got over here is 11 and the value of x, that we got over here is 14 plus 4, that is 18, 18 by 3, that is 6, and we need to find out the second largest. Option number E is the correct one. Option number E is the correct one. So very easy, right? Next. The next question says that a man brought 2 bicycles. He sold the first bicycle at a profit of 40% and the second bicycle at a loss of 15%. If the selling price of both the bicycle is equal, that is 7,140 rupees, then find his overall profit or loss percentage. Again, it's an easy one. It's an easy one. Okay, let's try to discuss it. So the question is saying that the selling price of both the bicycles is equal, that is nothing but the 7140. So SP1 is equals to SP2 and that is equals to 7140. So the total cost that the shopkeeper got is, total SP is nothing but 14280 rupees, right? Now we need to calculate the total CP, right? Okay. So first try to calculate the CP1. We know that whenever we need to calculate the cost loss or the profit, it is always calculated on the cost price, right? So we know that on the cost price first we got a profit of 140, or we can say that we sold it in a on 140%, 40% gain, and eventually we are getting 7140. So from this one first we need to calculate the cost price, and the cost price is nothing but 7140 multiplied by 100 divided by 140, and the cost price that you got over here is 5100. Right? Now we need to calculate the cost price of second, which is sold at a loss of 15%. That means we sold at a 85% amount, which is nothing but again equal to this one. So cost price of second bicycle is nothing but 7140 divided by 85 multiplied by 100, and you will get 8400 rupees. From this one, what you can do, you can calculate the total cost price. Total cost price that we are getting over here is 13,500, and what we need to do, we need to find out the percent overall profit or loss. Overall profit and loss is calculated as percentage change. First we need to find out the difference, which is nothing but this one, divided by the cost price, the total cost price, multiplied by the 100. You only need to calculate this. Once you will calculate it, you will get 780 divided by 13500 multiplied by 100, and here you are getting your answers 5.77%. Option number E is the correct one. Option number E is the correct one. Very good, fam boy. The correct answer over here is your option number E, right? Next. The next question says that a candidate who gets 20% marks failed by 100 marks, but another candidate who gets 42% marks get 12% more marks than the passing marks. Okay, instead of this, just write 12 more marks. Find the maximum marks. What we need to do, we need to find out the maximum marks. Very good, Famba. It's a very easy one. So first we are just trying to write down the minimum marks. According to this minimum marks, the student who got 20% of the total marks, if he got 10 more marks, then he will achieve this level. This should be equal to the student who got 42% of marks, and if we subtracted 12 from it, then again he will reach to this level. We are just transferring the percent, and we got 22% is nothing but equal to 22% or 22 marks. So the value of 1% is nothing but the 1 marks. So we need to find out the maximum marks, which is nothing but the 100%, and 100% should equal to the 100. Option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. It's a very easy one, right? Very good, Shweta, Fanboy, Sam and Rakesh. Very good. Next. The next question says that the percentage of metal in a mine of zinc ore is 60%. Now the percentage of silver is 3/4% of metals and the rest is zinc. If the mass of the ore extracted from the mine is 8,000 kilos, the mass in kgs of zinc is, we need to find out the mass of zinc. How we are going to calculate it? Okay, so the question is saying that the mass of the ore which is extracted is nothing but 8,000 kgs. First, we just try to find out what is the mass of the metal. So, according to this, the percentage of metal in this ore is nothing but the 60%. So, mass of metal is calculated as 60% of the total mass, which is nothing but the 8,000. So here these two zeros are cancelled, and the total weight of the metal is nothing but 4,800 kgs. Now the question is saying that in this one, in the metal, what we are having 3/4% as a silver and the rest is zinc. So first we just try to find out the mass of silver, which is nothing but 3/4%. So 3/4 into 1/100 and into 4,800, which is nothing but the mass of the metal. When you are going to solve it, here you are getting 1200 and this one. So basically the mass of the silver that we are having in it is 36 kgs. Now what we need to do, we need to find out the mass of the zinc, that is nothing but 4,800 minus 36, which is nothing but 4,774 or 64 as one is carry forward. So option number B is the correct one. Option number B is the correct one. Very good, Rakesh. Very good, Shweta. Right? The next one. The next question says that the cost of packaging of the fruits is 30% of the cost of fresh fruits. The cost of fresh fruits increased by 20%, but the cost of packaging is decreased by 25%. Then the percentage change of the cost of packed oranges if the cost of packed fruit is equal to the sum of the cost of fresh fruits and the cost of packaging. Very good, Mark. Very good, Rakesh, Shweta. Now try to solve this particular question. Okay, let's start discussing. I'm just assuming that the cost of fresh fruits is 100 rupees. Cost of fresh fruits is 100 rupees. I'm just assuming this value. The question is saying that the cost of packaging of fruits is 30% of this particular cost. So, cost of packaging is nothing but 30 rupees, right? So, the total amount on the very initial level, how much amount we are paying? We are paying 130 rupees, right? In the initial level. Right? Now the question is saying that the cost of fresh fruits is increased by 20%. Now the new cost of fresh fruits is nothing but 120 rupees as the cost is increased by 20%. But the cost of packaging is decreased by 25%. So now the new cost of packaging. It will become 1 by 4. 1 by 4 of this one is nothing but 22.5 rupees, right? Now the final cost that we need to pay is nothing but 142.50 rupees. This is a new amount that we need to pay, new cost. We need to find out the percentage change, and the percentage change that we are getting over here is of 12.5 divided by 130 multiplied by 100. You need to calculate this one. So basically we need to find out this, and it is 9 point something, which is not available in the option. So option number E is the correct one. Option number E is the correct one. This will come 9 point something, right? Option number E is the correct one, right? So with this one, let's wind up this lecture over here only. But before ending this particular lecture, ACE is offering few pre-recorded courses. Here we are having brochure for the RRB JEE CBT-1, CBT-2 and the NTPC, where you can use this particular code just to get some discount. Or you can also do one thing, you can simply visit the website, that is nothing but the www.ace.online, where you will get all the details regarding the courses, whether it is a recorded one, live or the offline, and also about the test series as well. But there's one more thing, on the 8th of December 2024, the ACE is going to conduct RRB JEE CBT-1 mock test, which is completely free for all of you. The timings are from 11 AM till 12:30 PM. So just go and enroll yourself and do attempt it. So with this one, let's end this session over here only. We'll meet in the next one. Till then, keep smiling, stay safe, bye bye, and thank you so much for watching this video.